everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. Today is another video in the Hop for Clue, which is run by Ginger's Corner and is a play on the Cluedo game. So if you haven't seen what we're doing before, we've got all these clues and suspects and murder weapons and all sorts of different ways to find out what the criteria is to use on our page, and it's all done with this little dice. So roll 1 is to find our suspect, Miss Scarlet. Roll 2 is the weapon, which will be a wrench. And roll 3 to find our crime scene location is number 4 in the kitchen. Right, onto our second sheet, and Miss Scarlet is up the top there, and red flowers is what we'll be using on our page. And for the weapon, which is roll 5, under wrench number 3 is full page, autumn. Red flowers in autumn, that's a tricky combination, isn't it? And kitchen, use a happy horizontal. I don't even know what that means, so I'll have to have a little think about that. All right, I'll go and see what I can find and I'll be back soon. So I've gone away and figured out what I'm going to do for Miss Scarlet with her wrench in the kitchen. And I'd never actually heard of a happy horizontal, so I've been away and Googled that and found out what it is, and it makes a very easy page to put together. So then I went and found what I wanted to work with, and I've decided to do a companion page to go with this page that I did last year for our dog Meg, who we lost in 2014. And before that final day, I took her to the local arboretum where there's some beautiful trees and autumn leaves, and we did some extra special photos of her. So I did these 3 some time ago to showcase the background of all the squares. So today I'm going to do a happy horizontal to go next to it. So the photos are going to be these ones, and then I've got the papers that I used in the background. I have a couple of extra sheets of them, which is handy. And the idea of a happy horizontal is that you have half and half. So you can do it just by splitting one piece of paper in half and using the front side at the top or the bottom and the back side on the other half. But for me, on this page, I really want these leaves in the brown, so I'm going to use 2 pieces of paper, the brown at the bottom and the leaves at the top. And then I'll use a strip of one of them to go through the middle, just to bring that orangey colour in through the middle. So the first thing we're going to do is trim these branding strips off and cut both these pieces in half. I'll put this to one side for now, and we'll keep checking with it to make sure we've got the right idea. So we'll put the plaid down the bottom and the leaves at the top, and then we've got a strip of this that I talked about to go in the middle, and that is your happy horizontal. Now you could perhaps use one of the branding strips if you wanted to, but I really want to bring that orange colour in because it comes through quite strongly on this side, so it needs to be balanced on this page. So I'm going to stick those down. So we're all stuck down there, and if I bring it in, I like the way that we've got 1, 2 and a third piece of that orange here. We've got 1, 2 in the brown, and 1, 2, 3 and that up there. So for placement of the photos, we've got, I think that's quite a hero image, that one. And these 2 can overlap perhaps, and I'll bring in a journaling box down here as well. These photos were all mounted, so I'm thinking I should probably do the same, at least with this one. I notice that there's 1/4 of an inch all the way around, so I've made the mount with the same distance, and I've also gone around the outside of the one over there with the mocha ink just to get rid of the white core. So I'll do the same with this one. Just quickly whiz around. This double-sided paper is great to have the 2 tones, but with the white core in the middle, if you don't want the white core to show, then you need to cover it, and this is the best way to do that. Just colour it in so that it matches the cardstock. Okay, so we'll mount that photo onto there. Although that doesn't show up a lot, I like the darker colour down the bottom because it's kind of heavier, and I don't think they need to be mounted. As I stuck that one down, I realised that to blend with this page properly, I need to go around the outside also with the mocha, which I have done on these individual squares. So I'll quickly do that, and that's starting to look a little bit more like a companion page. We'll bring these in here now. I'm in 2 minds whether to mount them or not. I think we'll just leave them like that and perhaps bring in another square of this orangey colour up on here. So the squares in that other page are 2 by 2, and there wasn't a video. I didn't make a video with that page. I can't remember why. So I'm afraid I can't link the process. But that under there will just give us a nod to what we're doing on the left-hand page as well. And we'll do the same with this one to possibly use down the bottom somewhere to keep those odd numbers flowing. Perhaps down here. So that looks okay. Now we're going to do a journaling box down here, but you can see I've kind of coloured that a little bit. So we're going to use our mat and just go over that with the blending brush and the mocha. So the blending brush makes a different job. So I'm just going to come in very gently, just slightly discolouring. Now I've got a bit of a blob there, but we'll probably cut that off. And then we'll go around the outside again once we've trimmed it to size. So we need it kind of, we might mount it. So we'll cut off just to the side of that blob. And that gives us 3 inches to play with. And I think if we mount that in the mocha as well, it will be the same size. So what we're going to do is go around this again to emphasize that brown edging. Make this slightly wider with a 1/4 of an inch border around the whole outside, and I'll also colour that white core in like we did for the mounting. So I've gone around the outside of both of those, and then I'll stick them together and work out where they're going to go. So it looks like this is in the wrong place. I'll take that out, and that really needs to go there, I think. So we might just pop this, not sure, I'll just pop it up there for now. I want it in there somewhere, just a matter of where. I'll pop this in, lining it up with that photo and this photo. Okay. And we just keep going back and double checking with the other page to make sure it's all kind of right. See, this is at this height, so I don't want to put anything down any lower because we've got a nice line coming through this way. So to upset that is not good, but if we go in line with this and come in here, just perhaps slip this under there. Yep, just to give us that extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So the next thing we need to do is I'll do some journaling, and we need to do some decorating, including the red flowers for Miss Scarlet. And I've used some red leaves on this side, so it won't be too hard to bring in a couple of leaves and a couple of flowers over here to work it all together. So I have made some flowers. Now these are from a combination of Stampin' Up! Impressions Bloom and also some old leaves from Close to My Heart, which I used on that other page. What I haven't decided yet is if I want to bring any of these other colours in, because we do have a little bit of that colour in here. I found these two already stamped and ready, so we have got some dark brown, and I want to put some of the red ones. I'll need to put some on the left hand page as well to make it all kind of blend together. So I'm thinking of something kind of working like this. Now there was one that got a bit cut off it, so it has to be underneath there. Might need a little bit of yellow in there to break it up, I think. And I'm just going to turn these up a little bit just to give them a little bit of depth. Then we can pop those there, or maybe there, and then another one. I quite like that coming 1, 2, 3. This one won't curl as easily because it's the base of the flower, but I'll do it a little bit. Just pop it there. You can put a few leaves. Now let's just bring in the other page. And what I might do is just move one of these rather than do more. Put that there and bring the yellow in over here. Just to kind of get that flow going, and pop that one there to get that flow going. And I've got these tiny, tiny little flowers which I can just dot around like gems. Now the question is, do we need any more yellow? I think one of these big yellow leaves sticking under there would actually help blend it a little more. So I'll cut one of those out. So it's not quite the same yellow, but I don't think it will matter if we just pop it up under here. And that kind of gives it a bit more of a link there. So I'm going to stick those down, and then I will be back just to finish off. It'll be interesting to see what other people have on these clue layouts. This is my second clue layout. So it takes a little bit of work to find what it is that you want to do once you've got the criteria, but it's great fun, so hopefully you're playing along too. I'll finish that page, but I need to make them match. So doing a companion page, you do need to bring in the same elements, or try to, on both pages. So that's why I've made extra red flowers to come over onto this left hand page, because when they're in the album together I want them to look coordinated. We haven't got the frame on this side, but we have got the smudging around the outside to make it look like one. So let's go back to the original task that we had, which was for Miss Scarlet with red flowers, and I've incorporated 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little red flowers. It's definitely a fall page in the autumn, and I've used a happy horizontal as a base, and in addition added it to a page that was already made, so that we've got a double page spread to go in the album, and that layout is finished. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting.